they are making profit. I think it's a very, very interesting stories. Since morning I've been hearing, and it's a awesome story. So I think the one of the probably the difference that I can probably share from my journey is not only the company making profit, but how do the founders make profit. So that is one of the important elements of starting the business, that eventually why you are into that business. A few reasons. One is obviously about the passion and building something large, but at the end of the day there is also some commercial element involved into all these things that we create, because we keep on talking about the wealth creation and all those things. So unless you make a profitable exit, I think the short answer is that as founders it's very unlikely that you will end up making money. You are the first man in and you are the last one out, literally, in terms of making the money. So you will have the investors, you will have the employees, you will have a lot of people going in and going out of your ship, but you are literally the captain of that ship, and you have to stand there till everybody has safely exited out of that. So that I think is a big journey. So you can also relate it to the story of say Abhimanyu. मतलब एज ए फाउंडर और एज ए स्टार्टअप थिंग यू कैन से कि भाई अभिमन्यु की तरह हम चक्रव्यूह में घुस तो जाएंगे, पर उसे बाहर कैसे निकलेंगे, दैट इज़ लाइक वन ऑफ द बिग questions, or at least strategically one should be thinking about that. How are we really going to make that journey smooth while going in and smoother while going out or coming out of the whole thing? And this pretty much gets reflected in my first startup, which was Amplus Solar. And I started that in 2010, got first funding in 2015, exited in 2019. So it's like I would say it's like the initial part, and I will borrow one of your phrases about the valley of death or the valley of sorrows, like almost like 2013, when I decided like, as enough is enough. This is not probably, I'm not made out for this, and I want to draw my insurance check, as Deep was mentioning in the morning, and saying go back to a job and probably do something more useful. It's like how long you can really be hanging around and saying this is not working and you want to still do it. But I think every day when you come back, and this again comes back to the point about who are the people that are working with you and how many people you are responsible for, because you have people who have come on the dreams that you have shown them. You have people where you have promised a lot of things, and they all believe in your vision, and you don't want to, you think like, okay, let's give it some more time, and suddenly you will start seeing coming yourself out of that valley and saying like, now I am seeing the really the bright stars out of the whole thing. And then one day things change. So it again boils down to one of the often repeated points about the perseverance, so which I also call about like the consistency part of it. How consistent you are in terms of your effort. Are you making some difference every day? Are you really coming out with some solution which works for your customers, which keeps your customers delighted? And I like Amit's point, and it's a awesome journey. I stay in Gurgaon, and everywhere I see, every locality will find a new barrier come up. I said, who passes through this barrier, by the way? And there's a guard also standing there now. And so they are creating something which is unique and useful for the customers. So can you think of more and more areas where you're creating the profitability? It may not be like the real money, but it's a perceived benefit for the customer. So when you're talking of the profit, you're not talking only about the profit for yourself. You have to look at the entire ecosystem that you're serving, whether it is your customer, your employees, your shareholders, yourself. Is each of these persons making profit? If each of these people are making profit, your company will make profit. And your company is making profit, you will make profit. So that's the type of ecosystem that you have to see from a consistent point of view, that how do you keep on building and adding on to things. And then you take the action on the basis of that. And action means that we talk about the A/B testing and all those things, that you keep on coming out with the solutions without trying to perfect it. And there's always a dispute about, I am trying to perfect my product, I will take you to the market, I will launch at the right time, but there is no right time. You have to be sitting in front of the customer. आपको customer के सामने बैठना पड़ेगा. Rooftop projects जब हमने start करे थे 2013-14 के अंदर, like literally there were no takers for the rooftops, including IIM Ahmedabad. In fact ऑफर टू आई एम अहमदाबाद की हम यहाँ फ्री में लगा देते हैं। मैंने कहा ब्रांडिंग मिल जाएगी इतनी अगर यहाँ पे लगा देते तो भी उसके अंदर जो ब्यूरोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस है उसके अंदर यू विल स्पेंड लाइक 6 months 12 months बट देयर विल बी नो डिसीजन। आई डोंट नो स्टिल देयर इज अ रूफटॉप सोलर प्लांट ऑन दिस बिल्डिंग और नॉट now no there were always like this solar water heater, but I'm talking of the electric plants. Electric plants are great. So somebody has been able to crack that equation.
Mostly so, the new buildings.
Yeah, correct. So it's a difficult conversion, but you have to be consistently taking action and going to your customer saying ki like aapko what do you really need, what will convince you, because we are also giving a solution. We said ki we will invest the capital and you just have to pay for the electricity at a price lower than what you are paying to the grid. कि ओके व्हाट इज़ द कैच, ऐसे कैसे कि आप पैसे भी लगा रहे हो, मेंटेन भी कर रहे हो, पैसे भी कम ले रहे हो, हाउ इज़ इट इवन पॉसिबल? सो दैट वाज दोज आर द टाइम्स, बट यू हैव टू कीप ऑन कमिंग आउट विद द न्यू सॉल्यूशंस, गोइंग टू द पीपल एंड सेइंग लाइक हाउ दिस इज रियली गोइंग टू वर्क. एंड I think the last point which is very important from a trust building perspective or the profit perspective is the trust. How much trust you can really imbibe in the minds of your customers, in the minds of people that work with you, in the minds of your shareholders. And this is, I would say, the most important point about building the credibility as an organization, building the credibility as a leader, building the credibility as a solution provider to your customer. That is where people really come back to you and say ki like, if I come to them, I am definitely going to get a solution. And they will deliver whatever they are saying. So I think these are some of the points. If you keep focus, and I call this business building as like a multi-axle vehicle. It's like we have like probably 4-5 axles of the whole machine, and if one of them is moving fast or slow, you are bound to fail. If your revenues are moving faster than your cost, or your people are not able to keep pace, or your things are not happening, processes are not able to keep pace, your machine will break down. So can you keep this whole balance without taking your eyes off the ball? That is what will create a balanced delivery and a balanced vehicle, and that's what will eventually take you into that profit zone. And that is what I would think is the right solution. So if you, in terms of if one has to take these three things, is probably I would put in the language that all of us have gone through, the CAT, the consistency, action, and the trust. So be consistent, take action consistently based on what is the feedback you are getting, and create the trust. So if you, all of us have cleared the CAT here, so follow the CAT and you will be the tiger.